What's up, everybody? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, no sugar added. And I am on Winject as usual. I freaking love it here. So I want you guys to join my free community at winject.com/groups/slash Neena Perez and go ahead and be a part of my community. I'm going to be pressing buttons here. So just give me a second. Just want to put on my comments. I want to make sure if you guys are commenting, go right ahead. And I want to see if I can catch your comments as they're coming through. And if you're not and you're watching like the replay, make sure that you put in some comments there. I always come back to check and see what you guys have said. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I am so stoked to be here. I am really grateful. And that's really, what I wanted to talk about, right? It's just practicing gratitude because it's really what's going to help you change your life and really going to help you to focus on what's important in your life. And I realized that, that gratitude, that connection with God, having that energy that's positive and impactful is super important for all of us who want to move forward in our lives. And, I wanted to dive deep into what that means, right? Into this connection between gratitude and God and this positivity in our lives and all of that. Not everything can be positive all the time, but just having that shift in focus, right? And so I wanted to really dive into like that self-discovery and that spiritual growth journey, right? Exploring that cultivating that cultivation of gratitude, right? Because I didn't live my life always being grateful for things. And I realized, especially, recently even more, how grateful I am for all of my experiences. I was talking to my best friend today, actually, and we've been friends for 33 years. Wow, 33 years. And we were talking about all of the shenanigans that we've been through in our life, the good and the hard. And she said, I would never change a thing. I said, I would never change a thing either. I am so grateful because of the journey that I've gone through in my life for self-discovery and spiritual growth. And the way that that has cultivated this, gratitude, right? This self-discovery, the spiritual growth, the fact that I've seen how far I've come in life just cultivates this gratitude. And it really does unlock this wellspring inside of you of energy that really depends on you and the connection with God and all of the blessings that are in your life that you just sometimes overlook and don't realize. But I'm so grateful for all of the experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because a lot of you who have read my book know there's a lot of ugly, but there's a lot of blessing too. And it deepens our connection with God when we get to this point where we are grateful, even in the ugly, right? Even in the bad times, right? So I wanted to come on here to inspire you, hopefully, right? To give you a perspective, to show you the transformative power of gratitude and how it can really fill our lives with joy, with abundance, with fulfillment, with connection, because we have to be able to be in a mindset of gratitude in order to have an attitude that is positive, in order to see the works of God's hands in our life. And I wanted all of us to come to an understanding of this beautiful connection between the gratitude and our energy and the way that God works in our life, right? Gratitude is just one of those things that's, to me, it's an essence of life. It's transformative. It helps your mind flow, right? And it opens your eye to the beauty and the blessing and everything that surrounds you. And it shifts your perspective from focusing on what you're lacking, because every one of us has lack. Every one of us has lack. Even the most positive guru in the world has areas in their life where they feel like they're lacking. That's part of life. That's the journey, right? But instead of focusing on what we're lacking, we end up appreciating what we have. And even in those dark, dark moments, you can see light, right? And by expressing gratitude, then we start to unleash this really powerful way of connecting with others and bringing an energy towards every situation that we have that's magnetic. People just want to be around you. People like you. People just want to support you and encompass what you're doing because your energy is for real, right? It's like really magnetic and full of energy and life. And that attracts more positivity, more opportunities, more open doors, more blessings, more everything in your life. When you start to have an attitude that is grateful, you will start to connect with people that are grateful to have you. And you start to have these connections with people because God is in the midst of all of that gratitude that you have. And the energy that pours out of you is magnetic. People can't help it. Right. And you know, when you are in a good place and when you are in a bad place. Like a lot of us know that if we walk in the house with a stank attitude and we have bad energy and a bad attitude, it really does suck the air out of the room. But if you come with an attitude of gratitude and know that you're coming into a place that you're playing a profound role in this relationship with others and God, and you know that it's magnetic, it will start to develop and cultivate this heightened awareness around you where you realize all that God is doing in your life, the way that He is providing. You start to recognize the intricate ways that He guides your life, the way that He puts things in place. And you're just like, wow, I would have never orchestrated it like this, but God, right? And we come to this understanding that nothing is a coincidence, that every aspect of your life is like this large tapestry that God is like woven together with all of His wisdom and love and gracefulness, right? Because He's so amazing. And there's just things in our life that we have to know, that we have to really be grateful to God for, and know that we can't have other things influence that relationship that we have with God. And I just feel so grateful for my life where it is right now. Right? Gratitude, it just opens up this acknowledgement and this appreciation of a divine power being involved in all of your decisions, in your moments, in your big and your small moments, and these moments of existence and where you're sitting right now. Gratitude fosters this trust in God and in God's plan for you. And then you start to surrender that to Him, and you start to realize how grateful you are that you have a God that will guide you when you F up, when you don't get it right. Right. And the way that we express gratitude to me is to acknowledge these things in your life, even the little things. So, for instance, the yesterday, my husband and I, we have a sitting area now in our bedroom. Right, our bedroom is, it's a good size, and it has a whole another section that's like a sitting area. And my husband and I were unrolling the rug underneath the brand new couch that we got. And as we're unrolling the rug, I had a flashback of when I lived in the projects, and how we had this small room, and how we didn't have anything, right? We were lacking a lot of things. My mom always did her best, but she did her best with a lot of lack, right? And I'm rolling out now a carpet in my beautiful sitting area that's attached to my beautiful master bedroom suite. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I know that it's because of His hand in my life and the way that He built me, the way that He's made me, the way that He is, all of these experiences in my life, and all of the hurt and all of the pain and all of the trauma and all of those things in my life that I have worked so hard to overcome. He's using that to bless our lives, right? This trust and this surrender to open us up to this divine guidance, to this amazing comfort, to this direction that we are going in our life, that we don't know where we're going to end up. I just know I don't want to end up without Him. I love God, right? And I'm so grateful for my marriage, my children, my home, the fact that I left a six-figure job to start my business, launching my career, like all this amazing stuff going on, right? And it's all because He has given me the tenacity, the grit, the know-how, the will to do this, to actually be grateful for what I have. Because when I wasn't grateful, all I kept doing was slamming doors in my face. I kept slamming doors in my face. When you walk around as a victim, when you walk around not grateful for what you have because you're looking at all of the negativity and you're looking at all of the BS around you, you close the doors. Don't blame others for what you close. Okay. Actually, you need to shift what you're thinking and look at things differently and say, am I a victim of this circumstance, or am I going to overcome this circumstance and move forward? And that is what's going to shift your life. It's a God shift, right? And cultivating this positive mindset, this positive way of living, and knowing that God is in it, that's what starts to create a better life for you. That's what starts to actually cultivate the blessings that come into your life that you didn't have before, right? And so, yeah, babe, amen, right? I mean, it was just such a profound moment for me. And it might not be like something big for other people, but it was huge for me. And I was telling my husband about that. Like, he's such a good husband. Now, you have to understand that I am grateful for my husband, and people who know us know we have a really great relationship. We banter a lot. We love each other a lot. We support each other and everything. And it's such a great marriage. When I came from a place of hurt and damage, right? From domestic violence and almost being murdered, to a man who just rolls out a carpet with me in a brand new room in a brand new house. It's just so cool, right? And when you start to realize that God's hand is in everything, and a man of God, which is a bonus, right? And I just wanted to get to a place where I really wanted more and more people to stop being victims of circumstances or things in their life, and to cultivate this positive energy and mentality, and realizing that God has to be a part of that, and has to be a part of where you shift your focus, right? Because having this positive energy in our lives through this gratitude is what significantly enhances your overall well-being. It really does. I was a person who struggled with depression, with anxiety, with worry, with all of those things in my life. And once I shifted my eyes, and shifted my prayer, and shifted everything towards God, and shifted all of that, it really helped me to really gravitate to the positivity in my life, but to that gratitude and that energy that comes from that attitude, because I know that God is in it and through it, right? And when you really embark on this self-discovery and personal growth and all that, gratitude, it just fuels you. It starts to bring joy. It brings contentment. It brings serenity. My house is full of peace. And it's because of my relationship with my husband, and the way we keep the respect and the peace and the love. But God is in the center of all of it, of all of it. Right? And gratitude is going to fuel that for you. You have to shift the way you think. Emotions will get you up and down and left and right and front and back. And emotions are crazy, but gratitude is steady. Right? And this is going to bring you, when you start to grasp this, when you start to realize that gratitude is what's really going to help you shift your mindset, those are the emotions that bring you immediate happiness, and it starts to ripple effect in your life to all other areas, elevating you in your mindset, in your emotional well-being. All of it starts to ripple effect. The minute you start to complain and moan and BS and all that kind of stuff, you notice it. I know you do. You notice the drop in the things in your life. You start to notice the ripple effect of that as well. Because let's be real, you get the ripple effect of the good, but you can get the ripple effect of the bad too. And once you start to become negative, or have a negative attitude and a negative mindset, and you're not grateful for nothing and God what and all that kind of stuff, you're going to start to develop something around you that is going to be toxic. And then you're like, well, see, it happens to me. Of course it does. You are literally causing it to happen. Right? It's literally like you are making that shift. And, if I came home, if my husband came home from work and I always had a stank attitude and treated him like garbage, I can't expect to be happy. Where's that happiness going to come from if I'm developing a environment and looking at everything in life with this stank attitude instead of having gratitude, right? I had a very negative mindset before, because I was somebody who had a lot of damage, and I had a lot of trauma. And these emotions of negativity, I'm telling you, that negativity and that really yucky place where you are always complaining, or you're always the victim of something, that is also an immediate ripple effect in your life of negativity, and of like this depression, right? Of depress. So you have to really think about what is it that you want in your life and shift the way you think. And gratitude fuels that positive energy and joy in your life that makes you content and full of serenity in your life. Now that's on you, right? I always tell people that you have to be responsible for what it is you bring to the world. You have to be responsible for what it is you're cultivating around you. Now, we find ourselves better equipped to navigate challenges when you are in a grateful state. When you are in a grateful state, you start to look at challenges like, okay, I got this though. God got me. I'm good, because you are grateful. And it teaches you to see the lessons that you're going through and the opportunity for you to grow in between all of the adversity and the yucky stuff, because there's a lot of that, right? But it's going to make you stronger. It's going to empower you. It's going to make you bounce back quicker. It's going to help you find that strength to persevere and to move forward when you have an attitude of gratitude and you know where it comes from. Don't only know just who you are, but whose you are, right? And you are going to really start to develop this, I hope so, this really deep mindset of gratitude. And it's going to deepen your connection, not just with God, which is super important, but with others. Because of the fact that like I said before, like I'm grateful. So when my husband comes home, I'm grateful to have a hardworking man who takes care of me and loves me the way he does. Right. And because I'm grateful for him, he's grateful for me. And that attitude of expressed gratitude, right? That's what's going to foster that deep relationship with you and your significant others, your team, your company, whatever that is in your life. When you start to have an attitude that deepens that connection, that gratitude for that person and what they bring to the table, you're going to see a deeper relationship that's going to be created because of that positive dynamic. I posted today that I hope we become agents of God's love, God's joy, spreading positivity, empathy, and compassion to those that we encounter. That doesn't mean we accept all kinds of bull. That just means that we have some empathy for that, right? And this is not only our social connections, like I said, or just your family. I mean, I think it really like bleeds out into everything in your life when you have this attitude of being grateful, this way of living that is really grateful, not just words, but it is really in your life. You'll start to see it starts to go into all of the of your businesses and your connections at work and your connections with your children, with your significant other, whatever that is. And you start to see this support amongst each other and this harmonious place of being where everybody's there like a seesaw helping each other out. And that is how you start to realize what gratitude does in your life, because all of us have something to complain about. All of us have something we could be victims about, but it is up to you whether or not you will be in that attitude or in an attitude that is going to be full of gratitude, right? And by cultivating this gratitude and all of this positivity or way of thinking of things to bring energy that is positive in your life, you're going to awaken all these like creative juices in your life and start to be motivated and be more productive. At least that's what it's done for me, right? Because gratitude has honestly helped me so much in my life to pursue my goals, my dreams, to write my book, to be enthusiastic, to live with a purpose, because I'm so freaking grateful. I know that my life can be gone tomorrow. I know that my loved ones' lives can be done tomorrow, because none of us are promised tomorrow. So being grateful for the right now, being grateful for what you have, being grateful for who you love and who's in your life, this brings you a purpose. It brings you enthusiasm, right? And it helps us to appreciate the progress that we have made in our lives, right? And it starts to really make you see, wow, I'm a badass. Man, I got a lot done. I've done a lot and I've overcome a lot, right? And it shows you and it fuels that confidence and that determination in you to keep it moving, to keep going forward and to know that you got this. Do we all have bad days? Heck yeah, because you wouldn't be human if you did it. But even in those, I find a way to be grateful, even in those. And sometimes when I'm in it too long, my husband's like, babe, you shouldn't be that way. You should be XYZ. I'm like, okay, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Let me get through it. right? I take deep breaths. I do what I got to do, and I get through because I'm so grateful and I know who God is in my life. And I will always be grateful for everything that happens in my life, good, bad, and indifferent, because I know that all of those things have been put together for my good. And with that positivity in your life, when you know that God is in it, you have that positive energy, you approach things differently. Your focus is different. You start to lead into being more creative and more, positive and productive. And you get the sense of fulfillment. You get the sense of that you can do these things, that you can feel these things, right? And it is such a powerful, powerful thing, because gratitude is a magnet, y'all, right? And it starts to attract uh, like abundance and like opportunities and blessings and connections that you didn't have before. It makes me think of this time. I've shared this story in the past. It's just so powerful. I was driving one day from my job when I was a chef at a restaurant, right? And I was driving my husband's car because I didn't have a car, and we were struggling financially. We just didn't have it. I was getting like $10 an hour or $11, whatever it was. I don't even remember. It was so little. It was ridiculous. And I was driving his car home. I had to hurry up because he had to like go get some stuff done. And as I'm driving, I said, "You know what, God? I don't even know why I'm sitting here so upset and so like complaining all the time and looking at the negativity and the fact that I don't have a car and blah blah blah." And I was going on and on and on. And I said, "I release it. I give it to you right now. I kid you not. This is like 2:45 in the afternoon. And the reason I remember the time is because I had to get home before 3 to get my husband the car. So I'm driving and I'm like, you know what, God, I'm going to just release this to you right now. I thank you so much. I am shifting my attitude to gratitude, because man, we wouldn't have a car at all. And yet we have Rudy's car, so we're good. We have my hubby's, we're good. Right. And so I went and I just drove and I said, "I release it to you. Thank you so much for anything that you do in my life. I praise you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful." I put on some worship music. I was driving home. I was super happy, blah, blah, blah. I kid you not. Not even, I think maybe, I don't even remember the timing. Maybe it was an hour, whatever it was. I get a call from a church that we were going to, and they say, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that somebody came by here and said that they wanted to gift you a car." And that, what did he say? He said, "Oh, and not only did they want to gift you the car, they wanted to make sure that this car was only gifted to you. And we, the people at the church, are going to pay for all of the back taxes, the registration, the insurance." I couldn't believe it. It was an awesome used car. It was freaking, I love that thing. It was a Volvo. It was awesome. And that thing drove me for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years. And then I gifted it to somebody and they drove it for like almost a year. Okay. That is the shift of a person who was complaining and a victim of circumstances to gratitude, which gave God this, okay, she's grateful. Here you go. I mean, God is so good. Okay. Like that's what he did. And that was just one of many blessings in my life that I could tell you about. I know I have another one. I had a $5 bill. I took the five. Me and my hubby we're struggling. And I said, "All right, I'm gonna every day be grateful for what I have. I'm gonna every day be grateful, and I'm just gonna be grateful and grateful and grateful." And I took the $5 bill and I took a Sharpie, and I wish I could find that bill so I could show y'all. I took a Sharpie, I put a 0,000 at that time, which was like 2015, I think. I was only making like 25,000 or 30,000 a year or something like that. And I was barely making it. And I was like, "You know what, God, this is like early January." And I said, "I thank you so much that this year I'll be making 50,000 in sales or a job or whatever. And I thank you for it." I just kept every day, even though my account was like negative balance, right? And I kept thanking him anyway, kept thanking him anyway. "Thank you, God, for that. Thank you, God, for that. Thank you, God, for that." I kid you not, 6 months later, I get an offer for over what I asked God for, because that is what I'm talking about. When I stopped focusing on the negative and the ugly and the bad and the lack, and started focusing on the amazingness and the beauty and the love and the life that God has blessed me with, it shifted everything. And so I have to always catch myself before I wreck myself, right? Because if you start to live and shift your focus in this place of scarcity, you're going to steal your own stuff. You are the one that closes the door. But when you shift from that scarcity mindset into a abundant blessing mindset, into a realizing what you have in your life, then you are going to see that blessing that you're going to receive. You become more open to receiving and recognizing that opportunity that aligns with your desires and your goals, because God put those in you to begin with. And that positive mindset that you have, because now you have a connection and a prayer with God, and you are not willing to lose the blessings in your life for the negativity and the victimhood of some other people's ideals that go into your brain. I refuse to do that. I will not do it. Right? And that positive energy and that gratitude that I have daily in my life has become what I experience all the time in my life, in my relationship, in my marriage, all of it. Right? Because when I see that things are falling apart, I also see that my attitude is falling apart. So I know how to connect the two, because as soon as I see it, I know I'm in trouble. Okay? Babe, you're my hero. What are you talking about? You're my hero. I love you. Such a good man. Right? So I want to leave you with this. I want you to embrace this practice of gratitude. I want you to tap into that connection with God and tap into that wellspring of positive energy and that love that God has given you. Yes, you're going to go through bad times, but know that God can hold you up through all things. All right? I want you to witness that incredible transformation that unfolds as you align yourself with God's plan and purpose in your life. And then you start to experience that limitless possibility that God has for you. I mean, it's unbelievable. Reach out, grab him, know he is there. God's plan and in everything that he has for you, the experience that you can have of this limitless possibility to be grateful, to have your whole mindset shift, right? Your perspective to be fueled by this positive energy, emotion, and strength and love in your life. And to see that not only in your mindset, but in your relationships. The fact that you can boost your resilience, that you can make it through all things, that you start to attract more things in your life, that you start to see open doors, that you start to become more creative in the things that you want to create and build, right? I want you to align yourself with gratitude. Practice gratitude in your life to create a life that you really, really want to live, because you are not promised tomorrow. Make today count. Be grateful for the breath in your lungs. Be grateful for what you're going through today, because somebody has lost a loved one today. Somebody has lost their life today. But if you're listening to me, you are here. And I want you to have a really great attitude of gratitude and change your life. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope this inspires you and helps you to really shift whatever the BS is going on in your life today or tomorrow or yesterday. Shift it to gratitude, learn a lesson, whatever that lesson is, and keep it moving. You got this. It's Neena Perez, straight talk, no sugar added. Until next time.